Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of the Bolt Crew podcast. Dave Palais, Josh Palais, Mario Heron, talking Charger football and other NFL football with you for the next hour. Appreciate everybody who's watching the show. I also encourage you at this time, please subscribe and like to the show if you haven't done so already. Always helps us out. And I don't know about you guys, but anyone up for a massage?
I think they only do those in the AFC North, right?
What is going on in the AFC? What's happening there?
The AFC, don't lump us into this. It's the North.
That's true.
Yeah,
it's
literally,
the North remembers.
The North
right?
remember. Yeah, damn it. Take that long.
What in the hell's going on, Justin Tucker? I mean, good God. One thing if you're making all your kicks, but dude, the fact you had your worst year ever, and all of a sudden, man, you need these crazy massages. Deshaun Watson's like, you're doing it wrong. What's wrong with you? Good Lord. What a story.
What a crazy time it came out too. Like it just came out randomly today at whatever, like 1 o'clock, and it's just like, oh my gosh, man. And people are wondering, Josh is in Boston and they're doing The Town Part 2, and he's gonna be starring in
it. Yeah, Dominic says, when did Josh become a pimp? Like, dude, I'm so cold. I'm so cold, Mario. I have to walk from, it's actually not a bad setup. I'm looking at Gillette State. I'm literally right next to Gillette Stadium, and I have to walk 0.2. I looked it up, 0.2 from my hotel to the stadium. The 0.2 is the worst 0.2 of my life. Like I'm so cold, Mario. Like I'm crying. And I said a couple things I shouldn't have said just because my brain doesn't work. I walked into this conference like with a bunch of professional people. Like, how you doing, sir? Freezing my balls off. And the guy's like, what? I was like, oh, my bad. I'm sorry. But no, dude, I'm Justin Tucker though, crazy.
Yeah, crazy move right there as well. So yeah, Josh is in Boston again. It's funny, Mario. When I talked to him yesterday, I said, "Hey, you got a coat?" And he's like, "I got a jacket." And as soon as he said jacket, I go, "You got no chance." There's a big damn difference from growing up in Southern California and being in that cold weather of the East. It is no fun for sure. But and that will wake you up in a hurry. All right, so look, a lot of things going on, of course, in the NFL and Charger stuff. We try and give you all the Charger news we can. Obviously, things are quiet around the league. Now, here's how it goes, in pro sports, if you haven't figured it out. Leagues do not want major announcements done while games are still going on. They want to focus on the teams that are remaining, and obviously the only two remaining. So you aren't going to hear any kind of major news from a Charger situation who's not looking for a coach or anything else out of this organization for basically at least another 10 days before the Chargers or any other team kind of does something. If you're hiring a coach, that's a little bit different. As we went through some of the hirings in the last show, none of that surprising. But it's always funny when somebody breaks the rule, where a team does something where it's all kind of agreed upon. Let's focus on the two teams in the Super Bowl. They earned it. This is their spotlight. And in like Major League Baseball during the World Series, nothing major is ever supposed to happen. But I remember, I think it was 2007 World Series, Red Sox, Rockies. And of course, who's the one guy that you'd say, who's the guy that would jump in and steal the spotlight from those two teams? It was Alex Rodriguez. He had like a major contract announcement. Remember that during the World Series? And everyone's like, what the hell, A-Rod? Like, this is what you do. Like, you completely try and upstage everybody. So in this league, that's kind of the way it's going. When we look at all the different coaching hirings real quick, we talked about Pete Carroll the other day. The Dallas Cowboy one's interesting as can be because it's obviously somebody that Jerry Jones can bully, take all the spotlight away. He wasn't going to share the spotlight with someone like Deion Sanders, but you get Eberflus over there. It's kind of like as much as I, love watching Charger football and talking Chargers, I love seeing the Cowboys struggle because every show always starts off with Dallas, as we talk about all the time. Some of these hires, you can see changes coming. Like Liam Cohen in Jacksonville, it's not gonna work out. We all agreed on that the other day. He's just not that head coaching guy that comes in and we're establishing a culture. I go, as what? The guy that gets picked up and shoved in a trash can? I mean, if anyone's ever been bullied in school, it was that guy. Like, that guy's not establishing a culture. So with the AFC West, before we move into the rest of the show, the more you guys think about it with Pete Carroll and Jim Harbaugh and Sean Payton and Andy Reid, is this the division that people are going to be talking about in 2025?
No, because you still have one terrible team, right? You have three teams that are playoff teams and then one really bad team. You'd still say the best division is either the AFC North or the NFC North, right, Mario?
Yeah, I would say the NFC North is going to draw a lot of attention because of obviously the Ben Johnson hiring, but also Packers have felt like for the past couple of years, like that young team that everyone's waiting for them to kind of take the next step and be the next shocking team to make a Super Bowl run. And then you have the Vikings situation, what are they going to do with KOC? I still think too, Dave, the NFC East is going to get a lot of coverage because one, the Cowboys are the Cowboys. Jaden Daniels is clearly a very talented quarterback. And let's say the Giants get their QB, in the draft. Like the NFC East, I think is going to get a lot of immediate attention. But I don't think the AFC West is shortly behind. I think maybe third, I would say, in attention. Right now, the AFC North feels like that's another conference or division that's going to get a lot of looks.
When you look at the coaches, again, there's only one coach in the division who hasn't won a Super Bowl. Unfortunately, that's the one we have. So he's due. The other thing is in that division,
fortunately, he's due.
Yeah. So he's next in line. The other thing is 3 of the 4 teams have that coach quarterback combination. You can say whatever you want about Pete Carroll. There's a chance Pete Carroll ends up in the Hall of Fame. You just have no idea how things are going to work out, but he's a name, he's a personality, he's a guy that doesn't shy from the media. They always say they're 2 different kinds of Pete, that when the cameras are on, Pete's something else, and when the cameras are off, Pete's a different person. But whatever, he knows how to play the game a little bit. The Raiders know how to play the game. I mean, the Raiders have been irrelevant for almost 40 years, and yet they know how to play that game as well. Kind of like they make it sound like they just won the division 2 years ago. The Raiders haven't done anything in forever. But I like it. I like that the people are looking this direction in this division because you aren't talking exactly huge media markets, right? Las Vegas isn't a big media market. Denver's Denver's overrated. Hell, I was there this past summer. Josh was there this past summer. Denver's one of the most overrated cities I've ever been to in my life. But Los Angeles is the number 2 media market, and KC is a small market. But when you have Andy Reid, future Hall of Famer, you have Pat Mahomes, future Hall of Famer, you have Travis Kelce, future Hall of Famer, there are a lot of things to talk about in that division. And so when you talk about, when the schedule comes out and they tell which teams get primetime games, you can see an argument why all 4 of these teams are featured a lot in primetime games this year.
Are they featured because of their coaches or because of their teams? Because you can make an argument that the Raiders and Broncos are not exciting to watch. And a lot of times the Chargers aren't either. I mean, who's going to be on this Chargers team? If we have T. Higgins and somebody else for him to throw the ball to, then that's fine. But right now, the Chargers aren't an exciting team to watch either. And the Chiefs, frankly, aren't very exciting to watch. Like the Chiefs, bleed you to death. Like they don't knock you out, Mario. They paper cut you to death. And that's not fun to watch on TV. Out of the 6 oldest coaches in the NFL, the AFC West has 4 of them. The only 2 other people in there are Todd Bowles and John Harbaugh. I mean, this is the oldest group of old men ever. I mean, if I take back what I said about Hard Knocks, it would be these guys putting on 2 pairs of socks and making themselves wheat toast in the morning. Like there's nothing going on with their lives. They're just older guys. But honestly, I don't think the brand of football in the AFC West is that exciting to watch, Mario.
Yeah, you make a fair point. It's not, right? Like the Mahomes pizzazz that we kind of saw years ago with him and Tyreek and Kelce is kind of gone now, right? It's more of the defense is going to shut you down. Mahomes is going to make some plays, but the wild plays don't happen as often now. That's something that we've kind of became normalized to the past couple seasons. And I'm going to say this so many times this offseason, and I'm going to stand by it. I really see a Broncos down year coming, like a Bo Nix, Mac Jones, second year type of thing. I really think we have that. I just don't. I think the playbook of how to beat him is going to be out there next year, and we're going to see a lot of regression. And it's going to be Sean Payton going to have to lean on his wits to kind of get that guy out of situations. And what QB are the Raiders going to have that's going to make them entertaining?
Well, the quarterbacks that right now are rumored with the Raiders, again, just rumors. Russell Wilson. Okay. You're hearing Russell Wilson. You're hearing Sam Darnold.
Have fun.
And then Aaron Rodgers. You're hearing those 3 guys. I mean, there's nothing out there. I mean, there's nothing out there. There's nothing really in the draft either as far as major guys. I mean, you're hearing that the Raiders are going to do everything they can to trade up to either the Titans or the Browns to get a quarterback, to get their guy, okay, in the draft, which is funny as hell, because if they would have just lost the games they were supposed to lose at the end of the season when they're completely out of it, they would have had the number 1 pick. You wouldn't have to give up all that draft capital. But the Raiders are on pace to have to really screw themselves over. When there's you can find it on the internet as far as trade value. Like, okay, if you're trading a 1, what's that pick worth? There's a combination. It's just not just random. Like, hey, Titans, they have a chance to get, Andrew Luck, as the number 1 pick, that type of quarterback. So that means math-wise 12 first-round picks. It doesn't work that way. There's a math to it, a arithmetic to how everything's supposed to work out. The Titans or Browns, whoever decide to trade that pick, if they do, they're going to get a ton back. And really the smart move for the Raiders probably is not to make a move and trade up to number 1 or number 2. Can a team that has that many holes afford to do something like that? It's the most Raider thing of all time, especially in a year when there's not that standout quarterback, not that one guy without a doubt. That's the guy you take at number 1.
Couldn't agree more. There's not a quarterback to me that sticks out above the rest. And you say, oh my God, he's so much better than other players. And I'll give Dave credit on this too. He said Anthony Richardson and Jalen Milroe are going to do the same thing because they're both athletic freaks. It's already happened. I mean, I don't know if you guys are paying attention to the Senior Bowl. I mean, who doesn't watch the Senior Bowl in Mobile, Alabama? It's great. But Jalen Milroe is a freak of nature, Mario, right? He could play NFL linebacker seriously if he wanted to. That's how much of a freak he is. He can throw the ball, 60 yards on a dime. He can run super fast. They're like, you need to draft him in the top 5. Well, can you play quarterback or not? And to me, when you look at these quarterbacks on the draft, there's nobody there to me that takes over a game. I don't know how you look at it, Mario, but I think the Raiders, and I hope they mess it up, they stay back and take Jackson Dart. There's no reason in my head to say Jackson Dart is a lot worse than Shadur Sanders.
Yeah, I'm curious on what they do and the angle that they'll go, because like you said, it's not like the free agency pool for quarterbacks is fantastic. And right now, I think Yahoo put out a mock draft yesterday, and they had Cam Ward as the first quarterback going. And then the next quarterback to go after that is Shadur Sanders. And I think, just at this point right now on January 30th, I think there's a pretty big gap probably between those 2 quarterbacks and everyone else. And that's not even saying that these guys are insanely talented. That's just saying like that's how bad like this QB draft is. It's not like last year where if you get the 4th best guy, that can almost be, that's Drake May, that's Bo Nix, like you're not in a bad spot. This year, your 4th guy in the draft could be a career 3rd stringer, and his career is 4 years long, and then boom, he's gone and he's in media doing something. Maybe honestly, Dave, like if you're the Raiders, maybe just wait out another year. Want to wait for Archie? Tom Brady just goes, "Hey Peyton, I'll draft your kid." But then you have Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll doesn't tank. Like that's why the Seahawks are in a situation they are now, because Pete Carroll can't afford a losing season. He doesn't know how to do that.
No, absolutely. I mean, I agree with that. Pete Carroll doesn't want to. Nobody wants to lose, right? There's no guarantee you're going to keep your job. Ask Tom Telesco, who was only there 1 year. Like there's no guarantees.
Or live.
And,
he's 73. Like he can have time.
That's true. That's true. How much time does he have? I mean, that's
a 5-year plan.
Yeah. that sand is moving to that hourglass pretty fast on Pete. Who are we kidding here? But no, I mean, Pete's not brought in to lose. That's not it. I don't know. It would be crazy as hell if Arch Manning was drafted by the Raiders and Tom Brady was his boss. That'd be funny. Nuts. That'd be absolutely crazy to see what happens there. But I tell you what, you could see Arch Manning with the New York Giants, couldn't you? In a year, I mean, don't you expect the Giants to S the bet again?
Yeah, with the Jaguars,
I mean, there's a really good chance that Arch Manning could end up following his Uncle Eli. That'd be freaking nuts too. But anyway, I'm glad we aren't looking for a quarterback. How's that? Because it's a terrible situation when you're a franchise hoping to pick the right one. Because even if you get one, you don't know if you got a good one. It's a huge gamble as far as that position goes, and your franchise could be penalized for 5 to 7 years if you pick the wrong guy. It's a big deal.
This draft's weak. I'm really happy the Chargers don't have the number 5 pick this year, because this draft is not very good, especially if you're looking for a quarterback. I mean, tight end to me, thankfully, is the most stacked position in the draft. Maybe a couple other positions, but right now there's about 8 tight ends that can make a difference as rookies like that. And the Chargers, who knows? They don't draft 2 tight ends, right? You draft 1 in the 1st round, 1 in the 5th round, whatever the Chargers want to do. But if I'm the Raiders, man, I'm just like everything just gets worse. Nothing's getting better for us. There's nowhere even to turn. The only thing the Raiders have going for them is the money. And it seems like Tom Brady really can't even bring that many people in yet. Players, the way I think they look at it is, are you going to throw me the ball? No? Then why would I go there? There's nothing going on in Vegas that makes me want to be a Raider.
You're looking at bridge QB probably for next 2 seasons, depending on what they do in the draft, which is never like fun and hard to kind of get behind and cheer for your team. Just ask the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's what they've been doing. Just ask the Indianapolis Colts. It's very hard to sign up every year and going, this is the year. We got everything together. This quarterback can just, be Ryan Tannehill. And then he's not. He's worse. And then what do? You're in hell. Welcome to it, buddy. It gets hot down here.
Let's look at some of the teams for next year. Which teams do you see? What I'm going to ask you, okay? We're going to go through teams, and you can tell me if you see them in 2025 before the draft. Up, stays the same, or they're going down, okay? And then I want you to break it down for me and tell me which teams you go. Okay, look, if they're going way up, I want you to tell me why they're going way up. Okay, I'll throw all the teams at you, and you guys tell me what direction that you guys are going with. All right, let's start off with the AFC East. Buffalo Bills, up, stay the same, going down.
Stay the same.
Gosh. Okay, I'm going to be the idiot. They're going way up. Way up.
Going
way up. I think way up. I think they're a lot better next year. This is the worst team they've ever had, and they made it to AFC Championship. Vengeance
in Super Bowl next year.
I'm saying soupy next year. Yep.
It's the only way to go.
Only way to go.
What do you say?
I'm going to say stay the same.
I thought they were great this year. Like, I don't know how much better they can be.
But to say they're going to go to the Super Bowl is kind of tough.
I mean, I'm the wrong Bills reader. I said they're going to miss the playoffs this past year.
I think I did too, honestly.
All right, Miami Dolphins.
Worse.
I say worse.
They're going to have a top 5 pick in next year's draft.
Yeah. Next year's Miami Dolphins team won't have Tyreek Hill on it.
Yeah.
Nope.
They're in salary cap hell right now, too.
Tua plays 6 games or over under 6 games. Tua plays.
Oh, you're asking the question over under?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm a root for him and say over 6 games. Is that a betting line?
Yeah.
Is that one you could bet on?
Probably in some offshores. Probably
over, but probably maybe under. I don't know, man. He needs to hang it up if he gets another concussion. It's bad.
You can't depend on a guy like that. You can't depend on a guy like that.
He needs to wear the Guardian cap. It's crazy.
Yeah. All right. New England Patriots.
Better.
Agree. Playoff team?
Nope. AFC is too good, but they'll be better.
Agree. They'll be better. No playoff team. I'm with Josh.
I think they get like 7 wins next year.
Yeah. Not like 9-8. It's great for them. That's I think that would be their best case scenario. But I'm buying stock like it's Apple and whatever year it boomed. 1982.
New York Jets.
The Jets are going to be better. It can't get worse. I mean, I guess it could, but I think they'll be better. Why do you think it's going to be worse?
I think they hired the wrong coach. I think you should have hired an offensive-minded coach. I think they messed up. The problems are on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, they'll probably be the same. I don't know. Whatever 4 or 5 wins they had, same.
Yeah, I think worse because I think they're going to lose Rodgers, and if you lose Rodgers, you lose Adams, and then I don't know what they're going to do with Wilson. So I think I'm going to go worse.
Do they trade Breece Hall?
For
do
what?
A whole rebuild?
Pennies?
I think Hall's gone. I mean, it sounds like you could save a little bit of money.
I mean,
I don't know.
A lot of guys.
Yeah, I mean the whole rebuild. Then you got to get rid of everybody.
That's the thing. You hired a defensive coach when that part's already good. It didn't make any sense.
They sucked to the end of the year though.
Yeah, it was an effort deal. Those guys didn't give a rat's ass. I mean, everybody hated everybody at that point. The players didn't trust the front office. Ownership didn't trust anybody. It was a mess, complete mess. The Jets have never been a bigger mess than they are right now.
All right, what do you got next?
All right, Baltimore Ravens.
The same.
Meaning that they fall 2 games short of the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Like, have you lost faith? Have both of you guys lost faith in the Ravens being a Super Bowl contender?
Yeah.
Kind
You
of.
don't
Yeah.
believe Lamar Jackson just will never get over the hump, is what you're saying.
Well, they need a kicker. And
Yeah.
yeah, Lamar the problem with Lamar is he has to go against Burrow, Allen, Mahomes, Herbert. You just can't guarantee you're going to make it. It's so hard. I'd say the same, honestly.
Derrick Henry a year older.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, like, are they ever gonna get a receiver?
No.
They got like Zay Flowers and Rashad Bateman, and like capped it at that. Like, oh, that's good enough. Like, let's run it back with Mark Andrews one more time, fellas. Like, what?
I don't know why they don't go for like Garrett Wilson.
Yeah. Ooh, question for you guys. Who would be let go first? McDermott or Harbaugh?
McDermott.
Yeah. Harbaugh's
McDermott?
not going to ever be let go, I think. They love him in Baltimore.
They love him in Baltimore. I don't think either are bad coaches. I think the message is just dead, and you haven't been able to get over the hump. So maybe it's time for someone else to take control.
You think the message is dead with Harbaugh, with John?
Yeah. I
Really?
think it's dead. Dude, I mean, how many years in a row now have it's just been letdown after letdown? Like, what else can you say? Maybe next year, guys? This is what we did in 2012?
When do you look at that
No.
team? Where do you place the blame on the head coach? Like, I don't place it on the quarterback. I don't place it on the head coach. I kind of place it on the GM as far as you guys said, dude, it's time to go out and get a real wide receiver. I mean, you went and signed OBJ. He had nothing left in the tank. You signed what?
What about Tyreek? You think they go for Tyreek Hill?
Dude, that would be not a bad fit for them. I mean, good God, they signed Hollywood Brown. Remember that was a goddamn disaster.
But I go back to last year in the AFC Championship game. That was probably their most talented team. And what did Harbaugh and Monken do? All they did was throw the football when they should just ran it the whole time. And then they lose to Kansas City Chiefs. That's all the coaches. That's not on the players. You gotta call the right plays.
Should have kept Greg Roman. He would have run.
We're gonna be here for 2 hours unless we go faster. What do you got next?
I've heard that before. All right, here we go.
All right.
Let's go with Cincinnati Bengals.
Better. I think they re-signed T. Higgins.
Oh Jesus, they won't.
I think. Maybe not, but I think they'll be better. Their defense can't be worse.
Their defense is going to improve with Big Al coming from South Bend. They're going to be a lot better. So I think they're going to be a really good football team next year. But I don't think T. Higgins is there. I think that owner is that plane has taken off.
Yeah.
Ship has sailed.
Yeah, the Cincinnati Bengals owner will never spend money, and I think they're better. I think they're a better team. They underachieved. I mean, you could put them at the top as far as teams that underachieved. I think the Bengals are better. Cleveland Browns.
The same.
Like, what if they get Cam Ward, and what if Cam Ward's like really good?
Okay, well, there's a lot of talk they're trading Myles Garrett.
No, they came out and said they're not going to. The GM just said that.
Isn't that how you run the price up for getting more in return?
I mean, maybe, but like I just don't see them doing that. They love Garrett. They love the guy.
And what does he have to show for it? They have nothing.
They had a playoff run.
Really? What kind of run was that?
It's like a jog.
Short one.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Joe Flacco helped you out and they told him goodbye. I don't know what to say. I'm just saying if you aren't winning with him and he's getting older, this might be the best time to trade him. They aren't in a situation where they're like the Ravens, a game or two away from going to the Super Bowl.
Do you think Cam Ward's like Jaden Daniels? Because like that team sucks. So I don't know what could save them.
QB could say, yeah.
Yeah,
QB's
it
gonna
just
have to save him.
he has to be out of this world. Who knows? I say the same for now, though, to be determined.
The most Brown thing of all time is to sign a guy like Deshaun Watson, all that money, and now saying you're looking for a quarterback with the second overall pick in the draft. I mean, how embarrassing is this?
And they kind of deserved it. Yeah. Yeah,
they gave him a fully guaranteed contract, which is, idiots.
Yeah.
Dumb.
All right, Pittsburgh Steelers.
All right, I was waiting for this one. I think worse, okay? And I also think Mike Tomlin is the stale message guy. Like, honestly, like Mike Tomlin, I think is a great coach. I think he needs to be elsewhere. It's just not working. I really don't think it's working. And then you hear Julian Edelman, I don't know if you guys saw this, talking about how the Steelers never changed their defense. He's like, dude, me and Brady would just pick them apart because they'd always have the linebacker cover the third receiver. Like, we know what we're going to do every single time. He's like, I averaged 9 catches against the Steelers. I'd put on the TV for the 2025 playoffs. They're running the same defense. He's like, what is Tomlin doing? I've never heard anybody really diss him like that, but I think his message is completely stale.
His message is very stale, and his time's kind of out in Pittsburgh. I'll take the worst this year because they're also going to have to decide between Wilson and Fields. Have been very open about that. Both those guys are bridge guys, and it's just like, okay, bridge them this year. What are you going to do next year? And if Browns are better and the Bengals are better, what happens to the Steelers?
Honestly, I don't think either one of those quarterbacks come back this year. I don't think either guy's coming back. Like, I could see them making the move, doing the Sam Darnold deal.
Okay, then they're still worse.
Yeah, no, I said worse too. I'm with you, and I agree with you guys on Mike Tomlin, who's one of my favorite coaches in the league. But I think the message would be served somewhere else. You know, it's in Pittsburgh. It's just not working. It's been a long time for the Steelers to win anything.
Yeah, it has. Yep.
All right. Let's go. God dang, we are running. We guys do got to go faster. Houston Texans. Let's go fast.
Let's do NFC next show. How about that?
Okay, we can do that.
Yeah.
Houston Texans.
Texans, I think they're going to be better. I think they're going to be pretty good. And that division's awful.
It's just depending on who they hire for their OC, as I want to say. So I'm going to say same for now. That all comes down to who they hire for that OC because that offense needs to be changed.
Yeah, I'm going to go. I'm going to have faith they're going to make the right hires. I think Texans are better. Josh is right. Division's terrible. Texans underachieved big time. Underachieved from what they should have had. And a lot of people say, what do you mean? They got a playoff win. They didn't go close to as far as what people thought. Indianapolis Colts.
What do you think, Mario?
Way worse. Way worse. Like, I'm talking bottom 3 team in the league next year. I think they're going to be brutal to watch.
I say the same. I just can't say every team's going to be worse in the division because somebody has to beat somebody. So I'm going to say the same.
Yeah.
Dude, the Colts are a disaster of an organization right now. You know, I don't think they have really. And it's funny. The coach takes a lot of heat. I don't think they have a bad coach. And they made a huge mistake with Anthony Richardson. Huge. And we said it when the draft happened. Number one, he didn't have the game experience. And then 2 is he's never proven anything. And now he can't stay healthy. And there's a million other reasons why he's not playing. The Colts are in really a lot of trouble. Like, almost have to revamp and say, we just got to start over. We're going to look at this year as starting over.
Colts are rebuilding a rebuild. Like, how do you even do that?
Literally, they are
possible.
Yeah.
Watch this. They are. They're
tore it down again.
Of a rebuild. What do you do, man? You look. They're a complete disaster. Are they closer to the bottom or closer to the top? They're closer to the bottom.
Yeah.
It's not a good situation.
They started building their house and they're like, oh shoot, this is made out of paper mache. Like, we got to start this over again.
Dude, that's a great call. Jacksonville Jaguars. Go ahead.
Worst team in the NFL.
Ooh, you think?
The worst team in the NFL. 100%. I think that's why I really think they're not the number 1 pick. Who's worse? Who's worse than them?
Better. Titans.
I think the Titans are going to be better.
You think they're going to be better with?
I think Titans are going to have a new quarterback.
Who though?
I don't. I think they end up with Cam Ward.
Oh, so they take and then Travis Brown takes Hunter at 2. I mean, I could see it. I'm not saying that came off really like smart-assy. I didn't mean it's smart-assy. No,
that's fine. I think Travis Hunter ends up as a Patriot, however that works out.
That'd be a great pickup for them.
All right, so I don't disagree with Josh on this Jacksonville thing. Complete
really.
Mess. So come on,
we all agree they have the worst coach out of 32. Mario, he is 32. Like,
no, Brian,
without a doubt. Who?
Scott Schottenheimer. Dallas is.
I'm taking him. I'm taking him over Liam Cohen. I swear to God.
Really?
I am too.
Dude, Liam Cohen does not deserve. Dude, Liam Cohen is like the pizza guy that becomes the CEO. Like, how does that even happen?
Yeah.
That's
the
crazy.
DoorDash guy that took over the
Yeah,
company.
he like delivers DoorDash to the office. So like, you want to run the company? He's like, all right, yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, no offense against this guy, man, but he's the guy when the lights come on at at 2 a.m. at the bar, and they're playing Donna Summer Last Dance. He's looking for his car keys and he's leaving by himself. Like he lost again, and it's going to happen for him again next Saturday night too. That guy is never going to win.
Fair.
He's not going to win,
Duval.
dude.
Dude, it's
So uncomfortable.
It was so weird.
So uncomfortable.
Oh, God.
All right. So
All right.
that being said, do the Jags? If you were the Jags, would you trade Trevor Lawrence?
Definitely. If you can get anything in return.
Yeah, I imagine Liam took that job wanting to work with them. So I'd give it a year. And then if in that year you think Liam's it, or John Kahn's also just not a good owner either. So I have
He's
no
not.
idea what that guy's going to do. Yeah.
Would Trevor Lawrence have success with, let's say, with Pittsburgh? Would it be a
I love
different
that
player?
call. I love that call. I think that'd be a great trade for both teams.
I don't know. I'm not a Trevor Lawrence guy at all. I really don't see it.
Coming out of college, were you a Trevor Lawrence guy?
No, I actually wasn't.
Wow. Coming out
Yeah.
of college, I thought he was Andrew Luck. I thought he was going to be that good.
I did too.
Really?
I saw it in
I
person.
didn't have a reason
I was
for
like,
it.
it's insane how good he was.
He's got
All right.
schnoz on him.
It's the Titans. This is like the only show where you can still body shame. Titans. Josh says they're going up. I agree with Josh. You can't get much worse than having the first pick in the draft. You got to go up. I mean, for you to say they stay the same means they're going to have the first pick in the draft next year.
Yeah. What is this? The Price is Right. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
1. I'm gonna go 0. Yeah, it has to go up.
I'm going to go same. I think they could
Number
go
one
back to
pick?
back.
You think they
I
can
think
go back
you
to back
could.
ones?
Because if they, I'm going off just of if they don't draft a QB at 1 and they're stuck with run it back with Mason Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Will Levis, like what? How are you going to win football games? And even if they get a QB, like what are you gonna? They don't have anyone to surround him with, like an aging Tony Pollard. Like I don't know. I mean, that division is really bad, but still,
Really bad.
maybe they go back to back.
All right, here we go. Let's get to the fun part. Let's go AFC West. We're going to start with the Denver Broncos. Mara, you said they're going to be worse.
Worse.
Josh,
Worse.
I say same.
Yeah.
I say they say the same. I say they make it in the playoffs again and don't win a game.
They had too many things happen this year that were like miracle situations where you're like, that just can't be replicated like over and over again, unless you're the Chiefs, but they're not. I think Bo Nix has a down year.
Okay. I don't think Bo Nix has it down here. I disagree with you two on that, but I do say they say the same. Kansas City Chiefs.
Well, for Christ's sake, they lost what, 2 games?
And they gave one. And
Yeah.
they gave one away. They gave that last one of the Broncos away.
True.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say they lose 2 real games next year. Worse.
So you say they stay the same?
They're the Titans, right? The best team in the league. Like you got to be worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to be
I don't know.
worse. They have to be worse, unless you're saying they're going to go to the Super Bowl again.
They weren't even good this year.
They might.
Paper cutting people.
Yeah.
Dude, imagine if you watched a John Wick movie and he just killed everybody by paper cuts. You're like, this is the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. That's the Patriots. I mean, that's the Chiefs. Horrible.
All right. Las Vegas Raiders.
Worse.
Really?
Worse.
I'll say same.
You ready for this one?
Yeah.
A lot better.
A lot better. You threw a lot in there.
I think Carroll is going to really get those fellows just above 500.
Oh my God.
I think that's what, dude, he's such a good coach. He wins everywhere he goes.
He does.
And
win everywhere he
everyone
goes.
lives and dies for him. I think he can get them just above 500. I don't think that
Okay.
team's good, but I think Pete Carroll's a good enough coach where he can get those boys fired up and going.
Yeah, they'll probably be at least the same or better. You're probably right. He's a good coach. That team
Dude,
sucks.
five better than 500, man. I mean, you're playing some tough teams in the division.
I didn't say
Right.
that. Mario said that.
No, I'm not looking. How do you know I'm talking to you?
But
What are you talking about?
okay, but let's think about it. So they could upset. They always play the Chiefs tough. So let's say Pete gets the Chiefs.
That's not gonna happen.
Come on.
AP
I
got
think
the
he had
Chiefs. AP got him.
He did.
He got lucky.
Harbaugh and Pete Carroll are probably going to box in the middle of the field and be a prelim fight for the Logan Paul brothers. The Paul
Hate to say
brothers.
it. Carroll right now is in better shape than Jim.
Probably.
He is.
Yeah, actually, he is.
He's
Yeah,
like in surgeries. Got
That's a
Humpty
good point.
Dumpty over here on our sideline. Fuck,
That's
how much
good.
Gus right there. Pete's doing okay.
It's a good point. It's a good point. I'm going to take ooh, that'd be a good matchup. No, but I mean, like I wouldn't be surprised if somehow the Raiders split with almost everyone in the division. I really wouldn't be that surprised. Just if Pete, man. I'm like,
If Pete Carroll wins
can
Coach
get
of the Year
going.
next year,
Mario. Yeah.
What's up?
If he wins Coach of the Year, I'll give Mario $100. Rank the 4 coaches in the AFC West. Because you love Pete Carroll.
I do love Pete Carroll. Reed.
Don't do it.
Harbaugh. Yeah, Carroll would still be last. Yeah, he'd still be
I
last.
might put Carroll in front of Sean Payton.
You
I just
might
hate
put
Sean
him-
Payton. I just hate Sean Payton.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could go either way. But yeah, I go Harbaugh second, though.
Yeah, I go Harbaugh second. Well, the way he turned this around this past year, yeah, I have to put him second. He had no
right.
nothing.
Play a fun, quick game right here in the middle of the show. Let's say you ran into those 4 coaches, okay? Let's say you just happen to be, whatever, you're in Target, okay? And you run into those 4. You go down an aisle, and all of a sudden there's Andy Reid. What are you saying to Andy Reid?
F you.
Are you?
Like,
Sound
dude,
not.
I'd literally be like, dude, you're a great coach, but I actually hate you. Like, I'd honestly say that to him. Like, hey, man, it's an honor to meet you. I hate your guts because you've caused a lot of pain to me, but you might be the greatest coach of all time. I'd literally say that to him.
I would say everything, but I hate your guts. I'm an Andy Reid fan. He's an older man. He's going to retire. He's going to go in the Hall of Fame. I'm amazed by Andy Reid. How's that? Like I watch games all the time where I go, I've never seen that before. That's a hell of a play. That's it. That's awesome. I don't know. I'm an Andy Reid fan. I think I would be very nice to Andy Reid.
Good for you, man.
I would want to ask him, how many times does Matt Nagy recommend a play for you? And you just go, shut up. Just stop talking.
Yeah.
Go in the back.
He just goes, dude, your mic's been turned off the whole season. Everything you think you've been talking to me, I haven't heard one thing you said.
Yeah.
Dave
lose
would say
mic
bundle
privileges.
Ruski. Yeah, I stole that from Leah. If they all got in a fist fight, Isaiah Francis said, who would be the last man standing?
Harbaugh.
Dude, I would like
I
to
think
think
Harbaugh.
it would be. I would, but
He's
Jim's
the only
a mess right
professional
now.
athlete out of all 4 of them. He has to be the last one standing.
Dude, we're putting him together with like scotch tape right now. Like he's literally having major surgery.
Dude, but his anger, though, like he's so not right in the head. He'd stay on top.
Yeah,
Reed's down for the count. Reed's going down first.
Yeah, Jim's the kind of guy that would. Sean Payton's going on first.
You think?
Dude, it's so close to the ground. He's going down first. Jim's the kind of guy that would box your ears. Like he'd pull a fight move that nobody does. Like, dude, you just box my ears. Like, what happened? We're all like
Pete
this,
Carroll.
and all of a sudden you just slap me and box my ear.
Pete
Damn
Carroll's hitting someone in the dick.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's definitely a
He
dick
is.
punch guy.
Yeah.
he is. All right. So look, you walk down the aisle and you run into Pete Carroll. What are you saying?
Ooh.
He used to be my favorite coach when Reggie Bush and Matt Leinart were his team. So I don't really hate him that much. I'd be like, hey, welcome to the AFC West. I hope you have a coat. It's cold in the cellar. And just walk away.
Ooh, good line.
Yeah.
I'd probably spin off 1,000 questions about Reggie Bush in that era of USC. Spam on him and ask if he wants. I bet he's a fun guy to get a beer with. I bet he's very fun.
Yeah.
He seems cool.
No? Yeah, he seems
Yeah.
cool.
I wouldn't say anything bad to Pete either. Okay.
Okay,
So
you don't
let's
say
go-
anything bad as Sean Payton. We know how this is going to go.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's Sean Payton is my target. You know,
All right. What do
Sean
you say to
Payton's
Sean
getting
Payton?
the big F you. and probably the M word for short people that you can't say anymore. I'd probably be dropping that. Probably just those words. F you, M word, and then keep walking. Because you're overrated. I'm telling him he's overrated.
I would ask him about why his play call sheet is so weird. Does anyone else notice that? It's so long. And it's like
it really isn't. He's just so short,
thick.
and his tiny little raccoon hands. It just looks bigger.
It's odd though. I would love to ask.
The same size as everybody else's. He's just tiny.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. Look it up. It looks like the Constitution, but it's a playbook. It's insane. I want to talk to him and D'Amico Ryans and Lovie Smith, because D'Amico and Lovie Smith is like this big. And I'm like, you either have way too many plays on there that's in 10 font, or you run 3 types of defenses.
Yeah, well, Mighty, let you know, M is in M&M's.
Yeah, M.
Jesus, dude.
Yeah.
No.
Easy killer.
Yeah. I don't like Sean Payton. Definitely the one I hate the most.
Yeah. And Jim Harbaugh, probably just a big hug. Walk down the aisle. Just a big hug. Keep up the good work. Stay healthy. Because if you retire for health reasons, we're going to be devastated.
Counter. I don't know about you guys. I would try to shoot on Harbaugh.
Are you out of your mind?
Yeah, exactly. I think.
Are you out of your mind? He's all we got. What are you doing? Did you step on Justin Herbert's right foot? What's wrong with you?
No, but
it's all we got.
I think he would respect it. I think he would respect the move. I think you shake his hand, and then you just go for the right leg. You know, you go for the sweep.
What if you missed, dude? What if you jammed your forward right into the hard floor at Target? You know what I mean? Clean up on aisle 8.
Dude,
Mario's freaking forehead.
Then you get up and you challenge him to an Oklahoma drill.
Oh, God, dude. You're going to lose.
Settle it right in Target. I think it'd be pretty fun.
I hate to say, hell, I don't know. You might not lose. You've been practicing against your brothers for years. Like, you might have a really good shot. I don't know what goes on in that house. You're the only house I know where your dad kicks you out in the front yard at this age. Pull it together. Get the hell out of the house. Good God. Yeah, you're right. You've been practicing. Damn.
Shoot the leg.
I told you that. I ever tell you that story about Jim Brown, Mario?
What?
I ever share that story on there? John's shaking his head.
You shot the leg on Jim Brown?
Close. Okay.
Oh. That's crazy.
So when I graduated high school, between my senior year of high school and freshman year of college, I was working at Sport Mart, which is like Dick's Sporting Goods now. It's just a big giant warehouse store, you know? Yeah. And so the cashier's over to the right. I'm the guy that was in charge of like the dressing rooms, and I had a microphone in front of me, so I'd have to do announcements and stuff when something was going on. Like somebody needs help in aisle 7, something. And Jim Brown comes walking in. Okay. Now, Jim Brown's, you know, if you watched NFL highlight films like I did as a kid, you saw a million Jim Brown films. Nobody ever tackled Jim Brown. He was just faster than everybody and stronger than everybody. It was ridiculous. Looked like a grown man playing against 4th graders. And this guy that was standing near me that I worked with, who actually played tight end at the University of Georgia, he just happened to be working at the same store during the summer. I said to him, "Hey, man, that's Jim Brown." He goes, "Yeah, I know." I said, "I'm going to tackle him right now." And he goes, "What?" I go, "Dude, nobody ever tackles Jim Brown. I just want to say I was able to tackle Jim Brown." He goes, "Dude, he's like 67 years old. Are you crazy?" And I said, "Dude, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm going to tackle this guy. And 100% in my mind, I'm going to take Jim Brown down. Illegal as hell. Like, he didn't even know I was coming. I was just going to sit there and take him out from the back of the legs, you know, just shoot down the aisle real fast and tackle him and I wear a tie, tackle him in my tie." And the dude had to literally talk me out of it. But I was going to take out Jim Brown the entire time. And in my mind going, I know I'm getting fired, but at least I got the story that I took down that guy that nobody can ever tackle on those NFL films. I did it.
It'd be awesome if you would have like whiffed. So you get fired and you didn't tackle Jim Brown.
Yeah. That's like, dude, to put it equivalent, that's like you see Floyd Mayweather walking around the store and you go,
knock him out.
"I'm gonna sucker punch Floyd."
Yeah.
No one's
ever
hit Floyd. I'm gonna hit Floyd.
I know. It's like I'm not a hunter. All my friends who are hunters, you know, they're like, "Dude, it's a sport." I go, "No, it isn't." I go, "They don't know it's 1, 2, 3, go." I go, "If you're watching TV in your house and a bear kicks in the door and knocks your head off, just bitch slaps your head right off your shoulders. It's not like, hey, the Bears said the game was on. You don't know. It's different when a game starts. It's not a sport unless the other person knows you're playing. Yeah, so for me to tackle Jim Brown, it would have been dirty. But at least I wouldn't have told the story the rest of my life that way. I would have said I tackled that guy. And then how did that happen? Don't worry about it. It happened. Yeah. Anyway, there you go. That was my story for the day. What can I tell you? All right. We went through all the coaches right there. So we'll go through the NFC then on
we didn't do the Chargers.
I thought we just said Jim, we'd give him a big hug.
No.
Oh, going up, down?
No,
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The one team
completely
we
missed.
cover.
All right. Well, here we go. Chargers. I have a feeling we're all going to give the same damn answer. So go ahead.
Well, I'm going to assume we do something in the offseason. So I'm going to go better. Like, please.
I know if
If
anybody
Justin
says
Herbert has
they're
anybody
down,
to throw the ball
it's gonna be
to
on the
besides
show.
Lad McConkey, it's better. Right? Like, that's how we're going to look at this thing. If we can block
Anyone.
anybody up the middle or throw to somebody besides Lad, it's better.
Yeah.
This draft class is as good as this past year's. We're better. We're light years better.
I agree with you. All right. I mean, again, we don't know what's going to happen in the draft, but we expect at least one playoff win. I'd love to see this team host a playoff game. Like I know it sounds crazy. I looked at the schedule. We'll get into the schedule. I think the schedule benefits the Chargers this year because they're a better team than they were in 2024. I think the Chargers win the damn division. I'll tell you right now. I think we're hosting a playoff game.
I love it.
They're going to be better.
They should. They
Good.
should be hosting it.
Yeah, they're going to be better.
All right. Let's run through the comments here. Mario, what do you got? All right. Richie Farley says that Dave does this every single show. Hey, welcome to the Bolt Crew podcast. Dave Pele, Josh Pele, Mario Heron talking Chargers football with you during this offseason.
Okay, what did I miss?
Oh, that was just
He's
funny
just-
because he tapped that in before the show and it made me giggle. That's why.
Oh, that's funny. Well, good
Yeah.
job, Richie. I don't know what to tell you. Just want to let you know what you get. Hey, maybe they aren't returning customers. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you guys actually shared with your friends that were on that were doing a show. I almost cussed right there. See what you did, Richie?
Yeah.
God
good
dang,
job,
it wouldn't
Richie.
hurt for you guys to actually share what you guys do at 1 o'clock in the afternoon Pacific time on Tuesdays and Thursdays and get the subscribers up before Josh has a goddamn stroke. Don't you see him wearing a ski cap? What's wrong with you guys?
I'm about to rob some subscribers. Bring them over.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, Matthew
Ka we
Bell,
taking?
499. He says, "Yeah, who's Ka?" He says, "I don't like AK's predictions of us going to the Super Bowl next year. How is that going to happen if we have Greg Roman at OC? I don't trust him."
I don't trust him.
I mean, like as a person or as a coach,
That's
as a person, he seems great. As a
How about I
coach,
don't like him. I don't like the way
Yeah,
he coaches. I don't trust him. Sounds like
yeah,
a whole
trust
nother,
is
whole
like
nother problem.
Yeah, that's like mean. Like I don't
Watch
trust.
your wallet.
I don't know, man. It's hard to call plays when you can't block anybody up the middle and you have one option. I'm gonna give him one more year. Now that's my decision, but I say one more year for Greg.
I'm simpatico with that. The weaponry that he had was low. Offensive line wasn't the best. Give him one more shot. What are you laughing at, Dave? Did you just fart?
I'm laughing at Richie. He goes, just for that. He said he'll give the show a like. That was nice.
Thanks,
you.
Richie.
Thanks, Richie.
All right. Mighty 499 says Liam Cohen is the only dude alive with the worse face than Kellen Moore. Jeez. We're face shaming?
Yeah, dude, I'm in that. I'm with that, by the way.
I
Well,
knew
face
you were
shaming?
saying-
You too? Mario, you a face guy?
No.
I
You
am.
know what?
I'm
just gonna-
telling you,
You
dude,
could.
I
I
look
know
at,
you're gonna go
I
to the
look at
chin.
I look at jaw structure and chin all the time on people. Like there's certain people that look a certain way. Most quarterbacks usually have the good jaw. If you don't have a good jaw and you're a quarterback, kind of makes me a little nervous. That's one reason I think Jim Harbaugh is great at what he does. Guy's a great jaw.
Do you think Jim Harbaugh is the best jaw in the NFL out of all the coaches? Canales has a
I
great
do.
jaw.
I do.
Canales has a great jaw.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
take Jim's jaw. Jim's always had that jaw. I go with Jim. He's
Uh,
been a winner his whole life.
Andy Reid doesn't have a good jaw.
He doesn't. There's a lot of chili around that jaw. Yeah.
Dan Campbell does though.
Yeah, Dan Campbell does. You're right.
Yeah.
But I go for
That's-
quarterbacks too. When I see a quarterback that's a little effed up, I'm like, I don't know. You know?
That's gonna be
Just
the
kinda
title
way I
of the
look
next
at it.
show. Rating the jaws.
Yeah, it's dude, maybe it's a weird thing of mine. Honestly, when I see a quarterback that's kind of a little effed up when he takes the helmet off, I'm like, what happened? Quarterbacks used to be the cool guys.
Have you guys seen like the new thing you can
Yeah.
chew that's supposed to improve your jaw?
Yeah, I've seen that. I don't know if that's BS
Yeah,
or
it's
not.
always on my Instagram.
Same. It's
Yeah.
as an Instagram ad for sure.
That and the things in your shoes to make you taller. I'm like, I don't need those.
No, you
I'm
don't-
good.
you
That's
don't need
crazy. Could you imagine meeting someone and like, you know,
Yeah,
you go
what
back to the
happens?
apartment, you take your shoes off, you just lose to it.
No.
We can do a whole
No,
show on this.
Yeah, I only hook up
Yeah.
in Jordans. No, I'm not taking my shoes off. What?
Oh my god,
Yeah,
man.
5'7". You thought you're 6'1". Yeah,
Yeah, it's
I
horrible.
was I got an alert from Hinge today, and there was someone that liked it, and they were like, let's just say they were very short. Like I think it said like they're like 5'2", and the reason why I'm saying this is because they're like only go at me if you're 6'5" and above, and I was just like 6'5" and above, and you're 5'2". I was like, what?
yeah. What is
I
up
was
with
like,
that?
that's crazy. Yeah.
That's a weird matchup. Leah agrees with us on the jaw thing, by the way, too. Looking at
Dude,
right here. on
Leah
the
is
side.
always on the same page as us.
Yeah.
She must
And
be
Angie
nuts like
compl-
we are.
Yeah, Angie, stop complaining that you're trying to listen to the show and work at the same time. Just give it a break. You're listening to us. Let's focus on one thing here. Come on, work's not going to miss you for 2 hours, 2 hours a week. Come on.
Yeah, work
team
won't be
player.
there tomorrow. We won't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
All right, Mike G, $5. He says, I know you guys hate Tyreek Hill, but would you rather have him or nobody added next year? I personally don't give an F about off-field issues. Well, we're not going to touch on that last part, Mike. That's between you and God. But I would take Tyreek Hill. I would take Tyreek Hill if there's no other option, for sure. I mean, he's better than what we have, but I would also rather have Garrett Wilson and T. Higgins. I take Tyreek Hill over Chris Godwin. How about that?
If you're giving the option of Tyreek Hill or no addition at all, then yeah, I'm gonna take Tyreek Hill every single time.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say on this show, I don't want Tyreek Hill. That being said, if they trade for Tyreek Hill, I'm gonna go, okay, we got a weapon. Like I'm gonna sound completely different. I'm not buying the shirt. No one Tyreek Hill is gonna say, I'm not coming to camp until Justin Herbert gives me number 10. That's the most Tyreek Hill thing ever.
If we hit 5,000 subscribers by the summer, then Dave will buy a Tyreek jersey and wear it every show.
I will. I will.
Shoot from the hip.
Okay.
All right, we got Leah. She says, you guys are comedy gold. Dave and Mario are definitely the funny ones. I'm just here laughing.
No,
Dude,
you
I
guys.
don't even know if we're coming to gold. I think we're deranged. Like I think there's something wrong with all three of us.
Yeah.
Oh, that's for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
I saw somebody put because I like looking up something the other day. I was like, Chargers podcast, and somebody on like Reddit gave like a description of each one. And
Yeah.
they're like Bolt Crew podcast, off topic. Really funny though. And I was like,
Is that what it said?
yeah.
I
All
don't
right.
disagree with that.
Yeah.
Could be
We could,
worse.
sit there and
All
throw- we could sit there and talk BS stats with you all the time. I agree with that. I'm proud of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Proud of every
Yeah.
unit.
Yeah.
Proud of
At
the
least-
units. All right.
You want to listen to that or just
Sorry.
EPA stats? You know, you
Exactly.
know.
All right,
Exactly.
Alan, 199. He says, who's the new guy? Oh, it's Dave without a cap.
Look, let me tell you something. All right. I just came back from the eye doctor. Everyone who knows you go to the eye doctor, you got number one, you can't wear a hat to the eye doctor because they go take your hat off and then you look ridiculous with hair. Then they jam your goddamn head right into that thing, you know?
Yep.
And you're sitting there looking at the letters 1 or 2, 3 or 4, better or worse, over and over again. Like, I can't tell the damn difference. And then you want to get out of there and you walk out of the crappy glasses. But so I'm sitting there. I just ran over here to do the show. But yeah, my head pressed against that damn thing. And someone ripped my goddamn forehead. My forehead does look gigantic on this show today. I don't know what to tell you. I almost dropped 3 F-bombs on the show already. But at the same time, I don't know what to tell you. I don't think I have that big of a forehead normally. All of a sudden, I look like Peyton Manning in this show. It's ridiculous.
Do you have a rant, or was that thing earlier your rant?
Kind of a
I was gonna
rant.
ask the
Kind
same
of the thing that's disappointed me today is this goddamn earpod in my ear. There's nothing in this ear because it stopped working. It's driving me crazy. It's hard to hear you guys today.
go off about this because it's my biggest pet peeve with Apple products is a lot of the time you'll put the AirPods in and only one connects, and then you have to put it back in the case, wait 5 minutes, do it again. It sends me up a hill.
Yeah.
I did that. I had to do that today. Pissed me off. Pissed me right off.
So I have a friend of the program. His wife works at Apple, and he told his wife about this problem, and she goes, "Well, why don't you just listen to music then with one AirPod?" And and he goes, "That comment sent me." I go, "Dude, if I was told that comment, I would have a meltdown. I would have a panic attack."
Why would you listen with one
psychopath
AirPod?
behavior?
Exactly.
Yeah,
like why?
Crazy.
Crazy.
Do you know what? When it's called a stereo, I mean, you got two speakers. What?
Yeah.
Jeez, stupid.
You know what pisses me off? When you go to the gym and they play the music so loud you can't hear your own music. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, if I wanted to listen to that, I wouldn't have this.
Yeah, dude, I almost think it's worse the other way. Let's say you forget to bring your headphones and you can't hear the music, but you know there's music playing. Like, guys, turn this up. I can't hear anything, but I know there's ludicrous back there. I swear, like they're gonna play the music and not play the music. What are we doing?
True.
That's the worst.
If you ever go to the gym and there's somebody that works out like continuously without anything in their ears, psychopath. Stay away from them. Can't trust them.
They're usually talkers too. Yeah. If you're at the same station as them, like you gotta watch out, man.
You gotta book it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. People are really asking for a rant. Like a lot of people.
All right, I got two things on here that have been bothering me the last 2 days. Okay, one, Josh can attest to because he's seen it before. Dude, my wife does it. All right, usually I won't rip my wife, but this kind of freaks me out. Like I've been with her for 35 years. I've been with her. Okay, and it's weird as hell to me when I get in a car she drove, and the radio's not on. Speaking of music. That she literally gets into a car and turns the radio off and will drive 45 minutes to an hour without the radio on. Like, that's a psychopath to me. Like, that freaks me out. Like, you ever drive anywhere without any sound at all, whether it's a podcast, news radio, sports radio, music, and then to drive like an hour that way means it makes the drive feel like 5 hours. It is ridiculous.
Do that a lot.
You drive without anything on?
Sometimes, yeah.
Because you're your mom's kid. It is weird.
Dude, the reason why I know why mom, I'm going to defend mom on the show. The reason she does it and the reason I do it is because we have jobs where we talk to people all day and we just don't want to hear anything. And I just want to sit there and relax.
I spent my whole life being a talk show host. I can't wait to hear other people talk.
I don't like listening to other people
That's
talk.
Crazy.
Dude, no way. I'm telling you, that's weird.
If I have like a stressful day, Mario? I'm not going to play
any music.
Whose side are you on,
Mario, on this one? Josh's side or my side?
I'm on your side. As soon as I wake up in the morning, I have to turn something on.
Me too.
Like I need noise. Yeah.
Dude, I'll turn the TV on and listen through my earpods to something else. Like I need
Same.
a lot of stimulation.
Same. Yeah. I gotta be stimulated.
Me too. Me too. All right, you want to hear the other thing that's kind of freaking me out too? I said it last night on the Dave and Jeff show that I do. So for Christmas, my wife got everybody the 23andMe packages. Do you know what 23andMe is, Mario?
Yeah.
Okay, so she got them. She got them for Josh. Got them for Josh's wife. Got them for herself. Got one for me. And we all had to mail these things in. Well, we all mailed them in on the exact same time, but for some reason, Josh got his back first. Then my wife got his. Then Josh's wife got hers. What, yesterday? Is that it, Josh?
Today.
All right. She posted her results to just us in our group message today. And then I haven't gotten mine back yet. It's not that I'm freaked out of what's going to show up on mine, but what showed up on Josh's and my wife's was an elite athlete is what it said in there. That their like muscle and bone structure is that of an elite athlete. And at first I was like, oh, that's really cool. And then I started thinking the last few days, what if mine doesn't say that? You see what I'm saying? That means she's going to take credit for the rest of my life. That like Josh is a really good athlete. Like Josh got a D1 baseball scholarship and a D1 football scholarship. I mean, it's hard enough to get a D1 in anything, but let alone he got it in two major sports. And I'm like, well, he got it for me. My whole life is he got it for me. I could always throw. I got a great arm. And then as someone pointed out to me yesterday, dude, you literally ripped your bicep off your arm bowling. Like, it is definitely not you. It is her. And it kind of bothers me. Like, I really don't want the results. Like, you ever not, I know, Mario, you're going to relate to exactly what I'm going to say. You ever go and take a test that you didn't study for and just going, all right, well, let's see how this goes. And then when they're giving the answers back, you're like, this probably isn't going to go well. Like, it's not going to be the movies like I pulled off an A- out of my ass.
Oh.
No, it's usually the D or the F you expected that you earned. And this is how I feel on this 23andMe. Like, when I get the results on this damn thing, it is not going to come back good. Really disappointed that I even participated in this.
It's gonna come back for yours and say weakness to the family, like weak link. That's what it's gonna say. You're screwed, man.
Damn it. Yeah. And I started thinking, who in my wife's family is athletic? You know, the whole deal. But then my wife's brother played for the Denver Broncos. So I'm like, it's probably her family. Josh probably did get the genetics from her. And Josh is a psycho too. Doesn't even listen to the radio in the car. Like, what a weirdo.
Dude, 95% of the time I listen to something. Dude, I hate that you brought this up because I do it 5% of the time, and the 5% of the time I do is because I have to. I can't listen to anything. I used to drive to work at 4:30 in the morning. I was like, I can't listen to anybody at 4:30 in the morning. Like, I want silence. You're crazy. Okay, one last thing before we get out of here.
Yeah.
Sorry, what do you got?
No, I was on the car thing. I got into like when I was in college and I would drive back to Indy. I drove with one of my friends, and this is first semester, so we just started becoming friends. And we got into like an intense fight because I got in the car and I turned on music right away, and I'm driving, and he goes, and he talked like this, and he goes, nope, and turned it off. And I go, don't you ever touch that again. And I was like, that's not how we're doing this. And then we literally we stopped at a gas station. I took my water bottle and I threw it at him as hard as I could. And then we just kind of brawled for a little bit. And then we got back in the car and drove back to Indy.
Dude, I'm with him 100%. Everything he said makes more sense to me than anything ever. Number one, don't reach across ever and touch the radio.
Yeah,
I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. And forget that, man. I think we're stopping. We're fighting right then. Like, we'll fight for the radio right now. Physically, we're gonna put an end to this right now. That's ridiculous. You know, the other thing I used to do, which is, I know it sounds psychotic as well. If somebody ever puts their finger in my face, dude, I snap it every time. Is that psycho, Mario? I don't think it's psycho. I never put my finger in your face, but if you put your finger in my face, I will break it every time.
Josh, we can attest to this. That's his generation thing. I feel like not an our generation thing.
Dude, he has so many stories he probably can't even say on this podcast about things he's done to people that I can't even relate to. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Crazy things, fight-wise. Like, not weird
That's
things,
true.
but like fighting-wise. We should tell Dave fight stories. People would love that.
That could be our Sunday show.
All right, let me
Dave fight stories on Sundays.
Yeah. And then me and Josh critique him and how he can improve for next time.
All right, here, I'm gonna throw, since I'm in the mood, I'll tell you. Tell me if this is this a psycho too. If you give me a bad handshake, like I'm a handshake guy, like shake my hand like I'm gonna shake your hand, meaning I'll meet my strength. I'm not gonna sit there and try and hurt you, but shake my hand like you're, pleased to meet me, kind of a deal, or good luck or whatever people say, would shake my hand. Don't give me the dead fish, dude. I really hate the dead fish. If you give me a dead fish handshake, I will break your hand. And that is probably one of the things Josh is going to say. But yeah, I'll snap your goddamn hand. I'll break that little bone right here behind your pinky knuckle. And then the guy who looks at you like, I think I broke my hand. I go, you damn right you just broke your hand. I know what it felt like. But don't give me the dead fish. Like, don't handshake me and disrespect me at the same time. Have you had that happen?
I mean, I've had like uncomfortable. I always go intense with the handshake.
Yeah, but do you have people that give you the dead fish? I mean, there's nothing there.
Not really. No, I'm trying to think if I ever had that. No. Yeah, no, yeah. I've never been in that situation.
Okay, here you go. Let me throw one more, and we got to get out of here.
Okay.
Because now I feel like I'm on the couch, and Mario's my therapist, which sounds crazy. I'm just looking for justification of my bizarre behavior.
I'm trying really hard to think if that's ever. I've probably accidentally I've done that other roles reversed where like I was in a situation one time when someone was handshaking me and I did a dab up and I wasn't really paying attention. Like I was like, "Hey, what's going on?" And I like turned and they got pissed off at me. And at the time I was like dating someone and they told her like, "Yeah, your boyfriend's really disrespectful." And I was just like, "Okay, what? All right, like big guy, what are we doing here, dude?"
I had a guy come up to me the other day. He was in his 50s. It was like 2 days ago, and he gave me the handshake, like doing the thing with your hands, instead
Dab
of
up,
just
yeah.
my hand. But like this guy had never done this to me before. I see this guy on a regular basis, and all of a sudden he's giving me the, "Hey, we're part of the same gang" handshake. and right in the middle of it, I just pull my hand back. I'm like, "What are we doing? What are you doing?" Like, dude, you're too old. I know you too well. Like, this is weird. Like, I'm just gonna pull my hand back and stop right now. It was bizarre. But anyway, here we go. Here's the last one, Mario.
Okay.
You played sports. When you guys play lacrosse, do you guys say good luck to the other team? Like the captains
No.
go out and okay.
No.
I'm glad he said
Never
that.
did.
Every time I coach a baseball game, the coach always says good luck. And I just walk away. And then I always get criticized. Why can't you say good luck back? Or the umpire will say, "Why don't you say good luck?" I go, because I 100% don't mean it. Like, I hope this guy has the worst 3 hours of his life, during this game. Like, that's why I never say good luck back. I don't mean it. Is that wrong of me not to say good luck?
No, I would never say
Okay.
good luck.
Thank
Yeah.
God you said that. Yeah, I never say good luck, but I get criticized for it all the time for being a jerk. I do not wish good luck.
So there was a big thing when I did jiu-jitsu. There was like a big thing when you would have to shake their hand and like give like say like good luck like right before you go. And I didn't do it for like the first 2 months. And they would like say something to me like, "Hey, you have to respect your opponent." I was like, the guy's trying to kill me. And like 5 seconds after that, I'll respect him. He's trying to murder me,
All right. There you go. Show always goes off the rails. If you don't watch the show to the end, you're missing the best part, in my opinion.
I agree. Yeah. All right. I brought it up last time. We're going to do some giveaways during the off season. Tell me what you want. Like, I swear to God, I will get you what you want if you share the message. So I'm going to give you what it's going to take to be part of the giveaway the next few shows. But tell me what you want in the comments. If you have any ideas for how we can bring more people to the show, I'm all for it. Let's do it together as a team. And please let me know. That's all I got to say.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right.
We're a team.
We're a team. All right. We're back on Tuesday, 1:00 at Super Bowl week. It's the day the players meet the media. Always a lot of fun. Always going to get great information on that Tuesday. You're going to get nothing. You're absolutely going to get nothing off of that. Biggest waste of time in sports history is what happens on the Tuesday before the Super Bowl. Either way, we're here to talk about it, talk about the Chargers as always. We'll find an angle. We'll go over the NFC, better, worse, or the same as well. But thank you so much. Again, please subscribe and like the show. For Mario Heron, Josh Palais, I'm Dave Palais. Richie, did you write that one out too? We'll see you Tuesday at 1:00.